Let me ask you something honestly. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Do you reach for your phone, check notifications, scroll through social media, start worrying about your day? Now here's a deeper question. What if that one habit, that first hour of your morning, is the reason you feel stuck, distracted, constantly behind in life? And what if protecting that 1 hour could completely change your focus, discipline, and future? Because here's the truth. Highly successful people are extremely protective of their first hour. Not because they have more time, not because their life is easier, but because they understand something most people ignore. The first hour of your day sets the tone. The first hour is a psychological reset point. When you wake up, your brain is in a unique state. It hasn't been overloaded yet, it hasn't been distracted yet. It hasn't been influenced by the outside world yet. This makes the first hour a reset point. Your mind is fresh. Your attention is available. Your thinking is clear. In psychology, this is often linked to early brainwave states like alpha, where your mind is more receptive. In simple terms, your brain is easier to shape in the morning than at any other time of the day. And successful people take advantage of this. The problem: most people start in reactive mode. Here's what most people do. They wake up, and within seconds, they hand over control of their mind. Notifications, messages, social media, news. Instantly, their brain is pulled in multiple directions. They start reacting to messages, reacting to information, reacting to problems. This creates something called reactive living. Instead of choosing how to think, they let the world decide for them. And when this happens daily, your brain becomes wired for distraction, stress, lack of focus. That's why many people feel mentally exhausted before their day even begins. Successful people do the opposite. Successful people don't start their day by reacting. They start their day by creating control. They protect their first hour from distractions, unnecessary input, external demands. Because they understand that attention is limited. Once it's consumed, it's hard to get back. So instead of giving their attention away, they invest it in themselves. Reason 1. They control their mind before the world. The first hour determines who is in control, you or the world. If you start your day with your phone, your mind becomes scattered. But if you start your day with intention, your mind becomes focused. Successful people use this time to think clearly, set intentions, align their mindset. Because they know, if you don't control your mind, something else will. And once your mind is distracted, it becomes much harder to focus later. Reason 2. They build early momentum. Momentum is powerful. Your first actions of the day create a chain reaction. If you start with distraction, you continue with distraction. If you start with discipline, you continue with discipline. Successful people understand this, so they begin their day with small intentional actions. Reading, exercising, planning. These actions send a signal to the brain. I am in control. And that signal carries into the rest of the day. This is why productive mornings often lead to productive days. Reason 3. They use their highest mental energy wisely. Your brain has limited energy, and your highest level of focus is usually available in the morning. As the day goes on, mental energy decreases. You get tired, distracted, less focused. Successful people use their best mental energy for important activities. Not for scrolling, not for reacting, but for thinking, learning, planning. They invest their peak mental state into actions that create long-term results. Reason 4. They avoid cognitive overload. When you wake up and immediately consume information, your brain gets overwhelmed. This is called cognitive overload. Too much information too quickly. And when your brain is overloaded, your focus drops. Your stress increases, your decision-making weakens. Successful people avoid this. They keep their mornings simple and calm. Because a calm mind is a clear mind, and a clear mind makes better decisions. Reason 5. They strengthen discipline. Protecting the first hour requires discipline. It means saying no to easy distractions, no to comfort, no to instant gratification. And every time they do this, they strengthen their self-control. Discipline works like a muscle. The more you use it, stronger it becomes. And this strength carries into other areas of life. Work health habits. That's why people who control their mornings often appear more disciplined overall. Reason 6, they design their day instead of reacting to it. Most people let their day happen to them. Successful people design their day. They use the first hour to set priorities, plan important tasks, focus on long-term goals. This gives them direction. Instead of being busy, they become productive. Instead of reacting, they start leading. And this small shift creates massive long-term impact. Reason 7, they build a growth identity. Here's something powerful. The first hour is not just about actions, it's about identity. Every morning, you are telling yourself who you are. If you wake up and waste time, your brain learns, I am someone who avoids effort. If you wake up and invest in yourself, your brain learns, I am someone who grows. Successful people reinforce a growth identity daily, and identity shapes behavior. When your identity changes, your actions follow naturally. The compound effect over time. Now let's zoom out. What happens when you protect your first hour every day? 1 hour per day, 365 hours per year, 1,800 plus hours in 5 years. That's a massive amount of focused time. Time used for learning, improving, planning, building. While others are distracted, you are growing. And over time, this creates a gap. At first, it's invisible, but after years, it becomes obvious. Most people never do this. If this is so powerful, why don't most people protect their mornings? Because it requires one thing: delayed gratification. Scrolling feels easy, sleeping more feels comfortable, improving yourself feels harder, and most people choose what feels good now, but successful people choose what benefits them later. That's the difference. Quiet advantage. Protecting your first hour is not something people will notice immediately. There's no applause, no instant reward. But it works silently, day after day, month after month, year after year, until one day the results become undeniable. Thought: the first hour of your day is not just another hour. It is the foundation of your mindset, your focus, and your direction. Most people give that hour away to distractions, to noise, to the world. But successful people protect it because they understand something simple but powerful. If you win the first hour of your day, you increase your chances of winning the entire day. And if you win enough days, you eventually build a completely different life. Because in the end, success is not built in big moments. It is built quietly in the way you start your mornings.